Independence Day, review. 4th of July special, Happy America Day. How Emmerich created aliens in Independence Day. The screenplay in this movie is like the 80s. What a great start. I didn't understand a word of that. Independence Day. It's a very nice page and contains useful information about Independence Day. Thanks for sharing this useful information. Keep up the good work. Make room, all ye kingdoms in history renowned. Okay, so he goes on to just quote a bunch of the founding fathers. I think he's confused about what kind of Independence Day page this is. Although I have watched this movie many times since I was a child, I never get boring. In retrospect, it's not perfect. Maybe there were little things that didn't quite fit, but the outline was beguiling. The president was my favorite. Listen, first of all, the president is everybody's favorite. Bill Pullman was the best. Second of all, nobody uses the word beguiling, especially in a movie review of a 90s action film. Will Smith punches alien. Fast action, amazing stories, a breath of fresh air from most Star Wars films. This is not a Star Wars film. I think I get what you're saying, but this is not a Star Wars film. Also, this is tagged spoilers, but they put the spoiler in the title. That kind of ruins the tag, man. That'd be like saying like, oh, this character dies at the end. Warning, spoilers. People hate this movie and don't even want to think it's made. Well, this is a good popcorn movie to entertain you. Deadly fanboys. Yup. Fanboys are deadly. They think they know everything. He then goes on for several sentences to describe how great he thinks this movie is. Haters, be quiet. Watch it again and see if you change your mind, because it's fan-flipping-tastic. 6 out of 10. He went through all that, talking about how much he loved the movie and how great it was, and then he gave it a 6. Not Caddyshack or Animal House laughable. If you film crap, they will come. That's enough space wasted on this drivel. Do you think Independence Day is a comedy? Because of course it's not like Caddyshack or Animal House. Those are old comedies. The sequel is better. This is a disappointing film. The sequel is like 0.1% better, however. That is still a very controversial statement. The sequel, if anything, is 100% worse than the original. Okay, spoiler alert. And he put it at the top, so that it's good this time. I'm not reading 3 paragraphs of this to see if there's any spoilers in it, but there is a spoiler at the very end. Oh, spoiler alert, we don't all die. That's good to know. We found a spoiler. We did it. When you see a movie about aliens and the invasion is stopped by a computer virus hacked into the mainframe of an alien ship and delivered by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Fly, you know you can turn your brain off. And that's what I appreciate about 90s cinema. I could just turn my brain off. Also, it said there were spoilers, and there's not. I'm hanging up Independence Day. It's the same survival-natured script with just another perspective, with some good visuals and battles, but still the audience is smarter than this. Trust me, no, they're not. I am the audience. I'm not smarter than that. Even sci-fi has to have some level of believability. Even today, 2020, people still deal with enormous incompatibility issues on a daily basis. Try to install a Windows app on Linux or use your hair trimmer in Europe. That's a really good point. Of course, some genius character in the movie writes a virus to infect an alien ship that's run by technology absolutely unknown to mankind. Add the mandatory cheap American pathos. When the president addresses the entire world holding a Shure 57 microphone, it was not a Shure 57 microphone, while standing on a burning car. He was not standing on a burning car. I think you're using a metaphor here. And you get the typical Hollywood soup that causes immediate diarrhea. Listen, some of us like that soup, okay? We're willing to deal with the diarrhea. I used to have this mate that was utterly convinced that this was the greatest film ever made. And I was like, what? This one? Really? And she was like, yes, it is. And if you don't agree, then you're just plain wrong and stupid. She was always saying stuff like this. I guess that's probably why we grew apart. To be fair, I can be a lot like this as well. I think that might have been what went wrong. People who are too similar don't often end up getting along. It's quite normal for me to resent characteristics in others that I also have and dislike in myself. I think my therapist said that I'm projecting or something. Lighting is very good in this film. This is a great review. I got a lot out of this, actually. It's fun. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. Great blockbuster. Not a great movie. Also, it's too long. This is a great roller coaster. Like, it's fun. It's kind of silly. It's terrible. It's way too long. Painfully bad. The first movie was art. The first movie, every detail was painstakingly prepared and executed. First movie was perfectly written and directed. The sequel, unfortunately, was a disaster. They're reviewing Resurgence, not Independence Day. Please tell me you didn't give it a bad review. Independence Day doesn't deserve that. Resurgence was terrible. Independence Day was not. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of my favorite movies. I will continue to watch it every July 4th. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Sorry, I gotta keep the coffee going or I'm just gonna I'm gonna lose it.
A few moments later.
Pain.